Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here with a review of S.H.Figuarts Lucario from Pokemon. That's right, Figuarts. The Pokemon figures were previously part of the D-Arts line, which was essentially just Figuarts line for different things. But they decided to do away with the D-Arts name and all of the charade and whatnot and just call it Figuarts. So that is what we have here. So we'll take a look at the box first. You can pretty much tell that it's of the same kind because it's the same style of box. Rather large box, same aesthetic of the sort of circular Pokeball-ish fashion. I got a picture of Lucario here, another picture of Lucario there, Lucario everywhere. Really cool, like, silhouette of him. So it's the same exact style as Venusaur, and Charizard, and I need to close this box, Blastoise. And then on the back you just get some cool poses like usual. So, pretty neat box like usual. It comes with a pretty decent amount of stuff, actually. You actually have 3 different eyes to switch out. The ones I have on them right now are default. And then you have looking to the side eyes. That kind of looks creepy just like it is. And these eyes, which appear to be blank when you first get them and you're like, oh crap, they messed up mine. They're actually meant to be like eyes closed as if he's meditating or concentrating. And you can sort of see this black line here, which is what's used to give the illusion, and it actually works pretty damn well once you have it in there, so I will show that off in a minute. Like all of them, he also gets this neat little Pokemon stand, which is really cool because it's shaped like a Pokeball. And you have 2 little Tamashii stand ports. This one can be used to hold him up, and this one holds this clear blue effect part for using attack, I don't know, Focus Blast, whatever. I really can't get him in a pose that looks cool. I might even do it in the review, but I always end up getting him in a pose that winds up looking like he's trying to hug this. But still, if you're really good at posing, you can get it, you know, a lot better than I can. But anyway, onto the main event, which is the figure itself. Let's go ahead and take a look at him. We will take a look at his mold first, which is a pretty solid mold. Lucario, being a sort of humanoid-shaped Pokemon, is more built for Figuarts than something like Venusaur, although I love the Venusaur figure. They did a really good job on it. You have a nice sort of ball hinge joint here, which you get a great range of motion. It's a really nice joint, too. Almost too stiff or tight in the fact that you think you're going to break it, but you will not. Swiveling here, you do have the double elbow joint here, and he can move his paws right here. There's a little hinge joint you can see there, so he can, you know, adjust it out. Maybe he's doing force palm. I don't know. I don't know his life. You have a joint here at the waist and at the chest, so you can get some pretty solid range of movement. He's doing like a hula dance. Alright, and then down here you have these pretty nice joints here, which are on a little ball joint, if you can see. You get a pretty good range of movement here. You can also move here. There's like this little joint here, which gives you some great movement. And then you've got this sort of double knee joint that can go both ways. It's a knee that goes both ways. And then he can also move his feet a little bit as well. And then obviously his head is well articulated. You got a nice ball joint here. And you have, these are on a little ball joint here so you can sort of pose them. This one's a little loose, which is kind of annoying, but you can get him in sort of some, hey, my ear tumors are flowing in the wind. But yeah, so very cool, very well articulated. I don't have too many problems with him other than that these are a little bit loose. The only other real problem, which is pretty unavoidable with figures like this, is that, you know, when I have him pose like this, you can really see his joints, but that's kind of practically unavoidable. And like Mewtwo, he has a bit problem standing because he's got such odd feet. I can get him to stand a little bit better than Mewtwo, but he's still kind of an odd one to try to stand, and it takes a while to sort of get used to it when you're used to normal feet. But detail-wise here, I'll do a little spin at the end of the review, but he looks very well. He looks very well. He doesn't look like he has a cold at all. No, but he looks very nice. The colors on him are very well done. The blue is nice. I have the sort of yellow color here. He looks very much like he just jumped out of the cartoon. Like, I could see this guy jumping out of an episode of the anime and becoming this figure. So, they did a really nice job on it. He does look very nice, as you can see. But now we're going to switch out the eyes. I'm going to show one of them, show the process, and then when I switch out the other one, I will just cut ahead, because it's kind of actually an annoying process. So you have to actually take his ear tumors out, and then he looks like that. And so then you're going to want to you have to separate this whole piece here, the back and the front. That's what you're going to have to do. So just kind of get your fingernail between it and then pull. Funny story while I'm doing this, you know, I don't know if anybody else remembers, but back they used to do those Pokemon, like, tours where they'd go to malls and stuff. I still think they do them sometimes. I think the most recent one was actually black and white. But anyway, there was one quite a while ago before Gen 4 came out, and it was right on the cusp of Gen 4, like I said, and they were giving away free Pokemon for Gen 3 and stuff. And, alright, now I gotta actually do business. So we gotta pull this out. one thing that's kind of difficult, it's not this one in particular, but whenever I put the closed eyes on, it sticks really well and it's kind of hard to get off of there. So now you have Figuarts weird disc head alien. So now you're actually going to take this headpiece off and just replace it with the one you want. I'm going to do side eyes and put it on there. It can be a little difficult. See how difficult it was? It flung it across the room. Okay, I had to get that. Anyhow, not the phone. There's no phone. So let's get it on there. It can be difficult, so difficult that it might fly right at you in the middle of a review. There you go. And then you're just going to have to reassemble it. So just take this and place it on the back and helmet on the front, and then put the ears back on. So anyway, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by having to do my job, anyway, there was posters of the Lucario movie all around the place. They were advertising it, and it was like I said, right on the cusp of Gen 4. And there was a little kid in front of me in line, and he was asking one of the people that worked for Pokemon or whatever, he said, "What's up with that blue Blaziken?" I don't know. It sounds like a story that wasn't worth hearing the end to, but I just thought it was pretty funny because I was, follow Cerebi and stuff, so I knew a little bit more than a lot of the casual kids there, but I just thought it was funny. So anyway, now, after all that effort, you can get your Blaziken to look 1 inch to the left, or right, or left, whatever. But yeah, that's still pretty neat. It secures pretty well, and it looks nice, and you can't really tell. Right now there's a little bit gap there, but you can't really tell that there's any sort of switching mechanism, because on some of them you can see lines and stuff. So they did a good job in that respect, but it is kind of tiresome to switch it out. It's not a quick and easy thing, but still they did a pretty nice job on it. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to actually switch them out to closed eyes, and we'll show that off, and I'll put them up for a nice spin on the spinner. Taking a quick detour, I just wanted to show how my poses make it look like he's actually trying to hug this thing. In particular, when his eyes are closed like that, it really looks like he's getting his hug on. Alright, so we got him up there. Let the spin cycle commence. As you can see, he looks pretty awesome with those eyes on. Once he spins back around, I'll be able to show a close-up, but it's really a cool effect. You can sort of, if you look at it, make it you yourself think it looks blank, but it really does look like he's got his eyes closed and meditating. They did a really good job on it, and I think those are some really cool eyes to include, especially for this Pokemon, because it just kind of makes sense. And I really like him in this pose. It just really shows what a cool looking Pokemon Lucario is. Overall, I'm very pleased with this figure. I have enjoyed this line all along, back when it was D-Arts and now it's Figuarts, but it's a very, very cool line. The Pokemon figures all look good. Lucario is probably one of my favorites of the line, just because he's more of an articulated figure, and they did a great job with them. My only real complaints come from the fact that his ear tumors are a bit loose and his joint is quite visible, but other than that, he is a great Pokemon figure, and if you are a fan of Lucario, I can definitely recommend picking one up. Very nicely done, really awesome figure. I'm glad to have it in my Pokemon collection. Just really, really awesome. But anyway, that about wraps it up. Until next time, make sure you check out the Crazy Podcast at WritersRangersRambles.com, and of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Till next time, this is Dawson Ryder, signing out.